Hi there, and welcome to the Melody Music Studios interview series, where we get to know our teachers a little bit better. I'm Ashley. Today I'm here with Timmy. Hi, Timmy. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, hi, Ashley.
So my first question for you today is, can you tell us what instruments or voice types you typically teach?
So I am predominantly a voice teacher. That's what my degrees are in, and that's what I do the most of. And I teach all voices, all ages, all voice types. I've had students that are, 6 years old and don't know their voice type yet. And then I've also worked with, older male students or, seniors and things like that. So the whole gamut. And then for piano, that's my secondary instrument. I teach beginner to intermediate, and again, all ages.
My first question for you is, who or what caused you to get into music? Why did you enter into this career field that we're in?
That's a funny story. I was always very into music, but when I was itty bitty, I want to say maybe 4 years old or so, my family took a trip into New York City and we saw Cats on Broadway and also the Phantom of the Opera.
Wow.
I enjoyed both of them. I was a little bit scared about the human-sized cats in Cats, but I was very into the Phantom of the Opera. The boat scene where they're actually singing the title song. I was very taken with it, and apparently the character of Christine. I came home from that trip and I had this big chalkboard and all these different colors, and I don't remember doing this, but there's pictures of it that I drew this elaborate boat scene and then was acting it out and would go around, the house just singing things or what I thought was from the Phantom of the Opera. From then on, I was very into music. I was always into theater. I started taking piano when I was 5 or 6, basically right after that, and then voice lessons in middle school. And I just kind of always knew that that's what I wanted to do.
It's a great story. Which famous musicians do you admire, and then maybe why do you admire them?
I have always been a huge fan of Stephen Sondheim. I've always been very interested in all of the shows that he wrote. I mean, I have his books on writing lyrics, I have his books on composition, and it's just because for me as a singer, right, it's all about how the words meet with the music and the theory and the harmony, and just when someone's able to marry them so perfectly. Like, his words are so eloquent and they tell you exactly the feeling of what they're going through, but then the music is so complicated too. I mean, he's almost like I would call it almost operetta. They're not even musical.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to bring that depth into a platform like musical theater that can sometimes be a little bit more simplistic. You know what I mean? I really love the depth that he brings to it, or brought to it. Rest in peace.
What would you like students to remember from their lesson experience with you once their journey is over?
The thing that I like to instill in all of my students is, well, two things. One is to obviously have a sense of fun, because if you're not having fun with it, then what is the point, right? I mean, it should be something that they want to be doing. And even if they're not taking lessons anymore, they can still sit down at the piano, or they can still sing through some of their old rep. But the thing technically that I always try to teach everyone is that eventually they won't need a teacher anymore, whether they're going on to study music in college or whether they're just using it as something for themselves. I mean, I really want to instill confidence in them that the things that I teach them, they can do on their own. I'm here to help you, but ideally I'm training you so that you can go off and do it without me and be confident about the skills that you've learned. And I want them to leave my studio knowing that they have learned something and they can do it whether I'm there or whether I'm not there.
That's a great answer. My last question for you is there anything that you've accomplished musically or in terms of students that you may have had that you would like prospective students to know about? Anything special that you want to share with us?
I do perform, and I'm very proud of a few of the productions that I've been in. mostly since this is about my teaching, my biggest accomplishments I feel like are when I see a student that maybe lacks self-confidence or is a novice and hasn't done whether it's singing or piano before, having them look at kind of slides side by side and saying, okay, this is what it was like when we first started lessons 6 months ago, a year ago, and then this is what you're doing now. And I often use recordings and things like that in my lessons for that as well, so they can literally see the progress that they've made.
Well, Timmy, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today, but thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, Ashley.